Good morning, traders. Manny Cabrera here, founder of MDC Trading Academy, with today's pre-market forecast for Friday, June the 18th. Let's quickly jump to our news items for this morning. And as we can see, we have no reports this morning, as we had spoke about earlier in this week. Nothing on Monday, nothing on Friday, but a bunch of heavy information being discussed throughout the week, and that's had a net effect on the market to move it lower. As we can see in our daily chart, you can see how another all-time high, 29th of the year, but the market has basically retraced from that level back to the 20 SMA, close to the 50 SMA. The interesting thing is here we have seen the interesting pattern that we've seen again. It's like, it's sort of like a roller coaster, particularly with the volume. Look at down, up, same thing with our ATR, down, up. And of course, when the market comes off the all-time high, we can see the increase in volume. The market comes off all-time highs, we see the increased volume. Comes off all-time high, increased volume, and we see the increasing in volume. Now, the increase in volume is very relative to what's happening. Basically, we did have more volume, but it doesn't mean that we had great volume. Great volume in reference to the way it's been moving, but not great volume in general. Our average is still way below a million. In our ATR, although it's not moving down anymore, it's quite a bit flat. So this flat. So this is where our battle is right now. Right now, we couldn't close below the 20 SMA on yesterday's session. We're clearly below it today. The 50 SMA is the next potential support. And remember, when you think support and resistance levels in this particular market, at least mid to long term, you think 50 at this point, and you think the all-time high. That's what you think mid to long term. Let's look closer behind these numbers to see what's happening for us today. And as you can see, this is last week. This is an entire week of trading last week. Here's where we are so far. So you can see how significantly less information we have provided. Less bar. It's just natural. Less volume, less bars, less movement. But here we go. Here's a phenomenon coming off the all-time high. Look how we start just stepping down from this former resistance. It was support, then it becomes resistance. This area here, former resistance, becomes support. Here is becoming support once again. And here's where the battle is. And it looks to me like the market wants to move lower. I believe this is equal to the 50 SMA, to this very key level that we've been talking about for a while now. Double top, retest, double top breaks. Eventually support. We've tested a plethora of times. That's where it looks like we're heading, at least initially, in the first early part of the morning. So keep your eyes open for that. Let's confirm that with our analysis chart here so that we can see exactly where that area is. And as you can see right here, this is pretty much the intraday low from yesterday. This is the intraday low, intraday high, and you can see the clear oscillation. Market moving up, establishing. This is interesting. We established the intraday high and the intraday low in the late afternoon after lunch. That's when we established it. And the market looks like it's trying to oscillate to retest. And here we go as we speak. Here's the test right here. This is going to be our first key test of our market this morning. Is the market going to hold here? Is it going to attempt to move higher from here once again and complete the oscillating process? Because basically, if you look at it, this is where we've been. This is pretty much where we have been for the last several days once we came down. If you notice, the areas are pretty similar. This is similar to this low. Here's the intraday high of a couple of days ago. Boom, boom. You see, here's where we are. So that's where everything's going to be happening today. So this is where you need to wait for the confirmation. Obviously, you can expect acceleration from here. If the market breaks clearly behind here, we can see maybe something holding now resistance and potentially moving lower. But if it starts to bounce off here and starts to hold support, you may expect the market to move higher. Now, remember, this is a very similar pattern that we've been having whenever we get to this area. We do have quite a bit of consolidation before moving higher. So let's not be surprised if something like that happens this morning. And we can linger around here for a little while before we take over. Otherwise, we're definitely going to start heading lower. Be careful with this market, guys. It's a very low market. We have very little volume in this pre-market. heading into the weekend. Still in summer session, so just be very careful. Pick your battles. Wait for your confirmation. Please protect your stops. Take care.